In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your mobile application properly handle a loss of internet connection. For example, when your mobile device loses internet connectivity, your mobile application can display proper user interface. And once internet connection comes back, your mobile application reacts and displays proper user interface again. And in this video, we're going to use Apple's Reachability. I have their information open on my screen. If you Google for Apple Reachability, you should find this page, and I will also include a direct link to it in the description to this video. And basically, Reachability, once you download this sample application, here's a little description of what it is. It's a sample application that demonstrates how to use the system configuration framework to monitor the network state of your iOS device. In particular, it demonstrates how to know when IP can be routed and when traffic will be routed through a wireless wide area network interface such as H or 3G. Okay, so if you need to use Reachability, you need to download the sample code, and it will be an archive which I have already downloaded, and I'll open you here on my desktop. It's a zip folder, and then once you unzip it, there will be a project, and when you go into Reachability folder, you need these two files, Reachability header and Reachability M, for this video. So these are both Objective-C files, but I will show you how to integrate them into your Swift project as well. So move this a little bit away. I also have on my screen open an empty, absolutely fresh Swift project. I called it my Reachability example. So what I need to do, I need to grab these two files, Reachability header and Reachability M, and then drag them and drop into my Swift project. Once I do so, make sure the destination copy items, if needed, is selected, and then you need to click on finish. And Xcode will prompt you with this dialog: would you like to configure an Objective-C bridging header? Say yes. This will create a bridging header, a new file to your project, and it will have a name of your project. Well, in my case, it's my Reachability example - bridging header. And here in this file, you will need to import. You'll need to import Reachability header file. Reachability header file. If for some reason your Xcode did not prompt you with this message, this might mean that you already have bridging header created. Maybe earlier you integrated some other Objective-C files into your project, and bridging header was created then. So look for it and import Reachability header file. Okay, so let's go ahead and create. I'll go to main storyboard and create one more view controller which will work as an offline user interface. For example, when my a mobile application loses internet connection, I want to display an offline view controller, for example, something like this. So I'll resize it to 4 inch, position it here, and I will need an image for here. I will display an image, and I need label. And this label will say you are offline, for example. Check your internet connection and try again, something like this. And I'll make it 2 lines, 3 lines, align it, And I will need an image file, which I also have on my desktop. It's called offline. It's only one. I know it's not the best size, just sample image. So it's called offline. So I'll go here and select my image view, and under image I will type offline. Here we go. Okay, the image a little bit stretched, so I will select the image and I will select scale to fit. Very good. So now I will need a custom class for this user interface. I will create a new file and I will call it iOS source Kakao Touch class. I will call it offline view controller. Subclass of view controller, language Swift. Next, create. Okay. Now I will go back to main storyboard, select this view controller, switch to identity inspector, and under custom class I will type offline view controller. I will copy this name and I will use the same name for identity storyboard ID. Okay, so we're almost done here. Okay, so our initial view controller here will be an online user interface. I'll put a label here and I will update its text to "you are online." Center it. And offline user interface, when application loses internet connection, it displays offline. Okay, so now we have reachability class, and now we need to switch to app delegate Swift. Okay, in app delegate I have prepared some a code already to make the video faster. Well, first of all, you need a variable reachability. I mean, you can call it any way, but it needs to be of type reachability. Then in your application did finish launching with options, you will need a notification, you will need an observer. And the way we create observers is this: notification center, default center, add observer, and then the name of this observer is K reachability change notification, and the selector is you can come up with any. I called it check for reachability, and basically it's a function that will be called when network status changes. So you can call it my check for reachability or my check for internet connection. You can give it your name and a semicolon at the end. Okay, once you did that, the next step you need to do, you need to get the reachability for internet connection object, and it will be assigned to your reachability variable. And the last step in this function that you need to do, you need to start notifier. So your application will start monitoring, or to be exact, this reachability will start monitoring your internet connection or connectivity. And once it loses or gains internet connection, it will call this check for internet connection. Check for reachability is the function that I've declared below in my code in the same file, app delegate, and basically it's a function that accepts notification, NS notification, and then has an if statement which basically makes a decision. If the network is not reachable, then display offline view controller, and or else if network is reachable, then display initial view controller. And the business logic says we read current reachability status from reachability object, and then we check the remote host status value. If it's equal to not reachable, Then we instantiate a main storyboard, and then we access a main storyboard and read instantiate view controller with identifier offline view controller. This is why in main storyboard, this offline view controller that I've created, I've set the identity inspector storyboard ID offline view controller. So this is important. Use this name in your app delegate when you install instantiate view controller with identifier offline view controller, and then we replace Windows root view controller with this offline view controller. And or if there is internet connection, we instantiate main storyboard, and then we instantiate initial view controller with identifier view controller. I think I do not have this identifier created, so I'll go back to my main storyboard. I will select my view controller, which is an initial view controller because it has this arrow here. I will select it under identity inspector, custom classes view controller. Yes, I do not have identity storyboard ID, so I'll paste view controller here. So this value view controller should match the value in this quotes instantiate view controller with identifier. And then again we access the Windows root view controller, and we replace it with offline. I'm sorry, I was here. Yes, if internet connection, basically the same thing. We instantiate Windows. We instantiate main storyboard, and then we instantiate view controller with identifier view controller, and then we this needs to be as view controller, and then we set Windows root view controller to our initial view controller. Very good. So let's run this. Let's build it. Make sure there's no errors. Should be good. Okay, everything is good. Let's run this using iPhone 5. Okay, you are online. Very good. So now for me to test this application to make it lose internet connection, I can simply disconnect from internet. So I will turn off my Wi-Fi. And now immediately my application reacts and displays you are offline. Check your internet connection again. And then now I turn it on. My application reacts and displays you're online. It works pretty stable. Okay, this is it for this video. I will take this sample project as is, and I will upload it to GitHub, so you can download and you can take this reachability header and implementation, or you can download them from Apple website, and you can look at the application, delegate this basically the only function with if-else statement that you need, and how to set an observer. Okay, I hope this was a very helpful video.